Hey, do you alternate between binging and starving, overeating and dieting, binging and starving, binging and starving? If you do, today's tip is for you. My name is Dr. Glenn Livingston, author of Never Binge Again, and I'm here with another tip to help you stop overeating, stop binge eating, and reprogram yourself to think like a permanently thin person on the food plan of your choice. So if you alternate between binging and starving and overeating and dieting and overeating and dieting, if you binge one day and then the next day try to make it up by fasting all day or not eating for a couple of days or just having juices, well, you probably know that that's a losing battle and that you seem to be going at least nowhere, probably upwards on the scale. Because what I firmly believe is that the extreme dieting, the starvation cycle, is something that triggers an evolutionary mechanism in our brain which says if calories are not available for a prolonged period of time, then as soon as they are available, we better hoard them and take in as much as we can. Well, the best advice that I ever heard to help someone who alternates between binging and starving and binging and starving and dieting and overeating is don't do that. You know the joke about the guy who goes into a doctor and says to the doctor, "Doctor, it hurts when I do this." And the doctor says, "Well, don't do that." Don't do that. What you can do instead is create a food plan which has 3 regular meals at reasonably predefined times, and define that as healthy eating for yourself. And any voice in your head which suggests that you should stray from that becomes your inner food demon, your inner slacker, your inner food enemy. And it's just squeal, it's just slacker squeal to be ignored. And the more that you can stick to these 3 regular meals without trying to make up for a binge by taking a day off of eating or a week off of eating, the more that you recognize that if you do make a mistake that you have to get right back on and have breakfast the next day and have lunch the next day and have dinner the next day, that you correct binge eating with normal eating, you don't correct binge eating with fasting, the more that you recognize that, the more you're going to settle down, the more that evolutionary mechanism in your brain is going to stop firing, the more you're going to feel peaceful and content and confident that you can just slowly but consistently lose weight, or at the very least, stop the binge cycle. It's very, very important. If you alternate between binging and overeating, or dieting and overeating, dieting and starving, then don't do that. You don't have to sit by the river and contemplate your navel for a month. You don't have to have a spiritual awakening. You don't have to slap yourself in the head with a spatula repeatedly. All you need to do is have regular meals, and anything else, any little voice in your head that suggests that you can't do that is your inner slacker, your inner food enemy, your inner food demon. It's the enemy. It's the enemy. So don't do that. Don't do that. If you'd like more help to stop overeating, stop binge eating, and reprogram yourself to think like a permanently thin person on the food plan of your choice, please click the link in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel because we've got many, many videos coming up, many already in the can, and you're not going to want to miss them. They're all really helpful. Okay, click the button below. Thanks.